How's it going, everybody? This is Seer here, and I want to discuss with you guys what the future of Cosmic Crucible looks to be heading. Currently, as we sit, Lilandra's at around 50 out of 100 shards, and we should be getting her unlocked probably within about a week and a half, and the Starjammer teams will start coming out. For the current Cosmic Crucible season, it does feel like it's going to be more of an offensive meta, but I don't think that's going to end up lasting, because once the Starjammer team comes out, I do feel they're going to put a huge rift in Cosmic Crucible, whether that's on the offense or what I think is going to happen, the defensive side. If we end up looking at Howard the Duck's passive, it's very powerful. In Crucible, before this character takes a turn, speed bar cannot be filled or reduced by any enemy for themselves, allies, or enemies. This does end up shutting down that speed that Mephisto gives, to where he's able to do that empowered move, and then from there kind of set the tone for the battlefield on Cosmic Crucible, unless he has those 2 exhaust points. Now, there's really nothing in the Starjammer kits that talks about being exhausted, so even though they do get the lower stats for each exhaust, I think they're going to be kind of a problematic team if they go on the defensive side. The reason I think it's going to be on the defense is if we end up pulling up the MSF Counter spreadsheet, we currently have Odin on defense or Mephisto on defense. We rarely see both of them on defense because of trying to get a higher efficiency from your opponent. Odin, you're able to either get a one-shot on him or basically kill everybody besides Odin or Captain Britain, and then you go in for the kill, making it much more bearable. You could end up going with like an Infinity Watch sack where you kill the Captain Britain and then you go in, clear the rest of the way, or you kill everybody off besides Odin. Then you can do like a New Wars into Odin, or just go for the one-shot. There's a lot of different ways to kind of approach the Odinati. For Mephisto, it really depends who he's with. If he's with a Annihilators type of team, you can go in with like a Phoenix Force and maybe some other Annihilator characters. Kill everybody off besides a few of the members, because I've done it a few times where they're able to take out Mephisto and friends, and then I just have to go in to clean up the Annihilators portion of it. It's really not that bad. Now, I did end up facing a Mephisto with Orcus and Groot team. That team was a nightmare. I've also heard that Mephisto with Night Stalkers in stage 1 right now can be a nightmare as well, as far as trying to get the one shot. Now, if we end up throwing in Starjammers on defense, we don't know what can really take that team out right now, but I do feel if you try to go for one shot on them, you're going to lose very high value characters, which makes it to where the other 2 teams are going to be tougher to take out. We just ended up having our first week with Battle World where it came back. So in about 3 to 4 weeks, Null is going to start coming into play. That's going to be another high value character that we could throw on the defensive side of things, really stretching your opponent's offense out to try to clear everything. And I think this is where it's going to start going. If we end up looking through his kit, on the bottom portion for his passive, he does gain an assist chance, 50%, plus 15% per villain ally, which is going to be the key on this. An additional assist chance per symbiote ally. And if you throw more symbiotes with him, he does get more speed. And this character cannot gain trauma, stun, or slow. His speed bar cannot be reduced, and enemies cannot become empowered. The only portion of his kit that does call out the exhaust is going to be the ultimate, to where this does end up clearing the battlefield effect on the enemy side. Then he throws his own battlefield effect out there. So what could end up happening is Null goes with the Annihilator team and maybe like a Super Skrull. That can cause some issues to where now we have an Odinati team, a Mephisto team, and a Null team on defense. Then you throw Starjammers on defense, and you're really starting to stretch out your opponent's resources to try to get these full clears. The bigger issue that's coming is the Age of X is coming to an end. We're currently sitting at the daily raid portion of this type of free unlock for Lilandra. I do feel what's going to end up happening is towards the end of this event is when we're going to be getting the Professor X type of unlock, because Scopely always wants to make it to where they kind of give incentivization, I guess, is that a word, to the Krakens, to where their money can kind of go towards getting things before the free-to-play, if you will, or the light spenders. So I do think, because of the Starjammer showcase If you have your Star Jammers at 7 stars, you can get your Lilandra to 7 stars sooner, which means they can get that leg up into getting the Professor X unlock. In the early 2025 blog, under the Age of X and Professor X portion on here, the only information that we really know is there's going to be 60 plus mission nodes with increased difficulties. So I think it's going to be more like a saga, kind of how they did the Age of Apocalypse for the Apocalypse unlock. That was around 60 missions. So I think it's going to be more that directed to maybe if you have a 4-star Lilandra, 5-star, 6-star, 7-star. I could be seeing something like that as far as trying to get that Professor X. But regardless, I think we're looking at about 2 to 3 months and then Professor X to unlock. So what we have is in March, we're going to have Star Jammers. And then we're going to have Null basically shortly after that. Then about a month or two after that, we're going to have Professor X. We're going into a huge, huge turtle meta that's going to be coming into Cosmic Crucible. So I want to give you guys kind of an awareness for what we're looking at. As far as a few teams that I want to discuss with you, if we look at the Cosmic Crucible tab, the Phoenix Force with Annihilators, that was able to get basically a 1, almost 2 shot into the Annihilators Mephisto team that I talked about in Stage 3. Because of having my own Thanos endgame on offense, along with the Phoenix Force, I was able to take out Mephisto, whoever the other member was, and Gore, making it to where I just had to go in for easy cleanup for the Thanos endgame and Gladiator. So this team here is able to do fairly well, depending on the Mephisto count that's on defense. And if you have your Mephisto on offense, these two teams right here are able to get a 1-shot or very close to 1-shot to where Odin is the only member left on the Odinati team, making it to where it came in for a much easier cleanup. With the Star Jammers coming though, and Mephisto probably going back to defense, it's probably going to end up being the Infinity Watch burn attack going into the Odinati team again, and then I go in with maybe the Black Knight, APOC, Nightcrawler, Echo, and some other 5th member in here to really try to shut down the Odinati team. However, I don't know what can take out the Star Jammers team. If it ends up being something where I need to use my APOC and Black Knight, that's going to cause a huge issue, maybe to where the Astral team is going to have to be the cleanup. So Astral with Dorm again. So I have Infinity Watch, Astral Dorm for the Odinati team. I have a Phoenix Force Annihilators for the Mephisto team. Maybe I have a few pieces for the Star Jammers, but when Null comes out, I don't know what's going to end up taking him out. I think it is going to be another high value pieces of these other teams, maybe like a Night Stalkers into that one because of how fast the Night Stalkers can end up going. I might have to do a few burn attacks into that. So I definitely want to give that type of PSA to where right now we're in the offensive meta. We're going to be shifting hard into a defensive meta coming up probably next season and the season after that until we get more of these Cosmic Crucible teams coming out. So let me know what you guys think. Is the Star Jammers going to be an offensive or defensive team to you? Do you think it is shifting more into that turtle meta that I talked about? I think that is going to be where it's going. But let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys' reaction and thoughts are on this. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.